On to the next lesson. And today I want to talk about time management, guys, because in today's age, the distractions, I mean, they're countless, right? So to be successful, guys, you have to know how to manage your time. And more importantly, you have to know where to spend your time. So stay tuned. I want to talk about time management, about blocking out your day. I don't believe in 15-minute intervals, guys, but I do believe in 2 hour intervals because you can do a lot if you start time slotting the important task as a business owner, and everything else that doesn't fall in like the 5 tasks that you need to do for the day, don't even consider it. It's out of the question, right? And that involves phone calls, that involves searches online, that also involves family time, guys, believe it or not. So stay tuned. Let's get into it. So, why do people fail? And why do people find success in business? The difference is just time management for the most part, guys. Lucky for you, there's the same amount of time for everybody on this planet, whether you're here or you're in Africa or you're in Mexico or you're in France. The time might change, but we have the same hours in the day. For the most part, you have the same hours of daylight and darkness, right? So, what do you do with this time? How do you ensure that you make the most of the day that you have ahead of you? The way I like to think of it, guys, is start at the top. Don't worry about the in betweens or the bottom. Start at the top. Always start at the top. So, what is the priority for the day? Is it invoicing, right? Now, keep in mind, I'm talking to small business owners, people that are starting, because I am motivating people that want to start a business. If you're already established, you might have your task might be completely different, right? Your time management might be allocating tasks for different individuals. But a small company might only have 1 or 2 people, so you might be doing multiple tasking. So let's assume your job right now is to distribute work and manage people in within your company. So you have to make a list, and you have to try to make I want to talk about a guy. Shout out to Randy was a project manager that always had a 2 week lookout, and Randy is very successful. Randy was running 10 $20 million projects in town, and he never knew this, but I should have told him thank you for giving me some silent advice, because I learned by just observing him. But Randy was so organized, and he was a project manager. He wasn't the business owner. So kudos to that business owner that was rewarding Ronnie and trained Ronnie, and had Ronnie stick around for, I think, 20 plus years. So Ronnie had a 2 week lookout. He was ahead of schedule always by 2 weeks, which means he had enough cushion. If something went wrong those 2 weeks, he could eat up and nobody would know. Nobody, you couldn't tell, right? It was behind the scenes stuff. So that's how you have to operate your schedule, guys. That is great time management. And stop scrolling, right? If you're going to consume content that might fuel, one, motivation, and two, knowledge. Don't consume the latest gossip, guys. Don't worry about other people's lives, right? That's not going to be productive to your business. Don't worry about the latest scorecard. You're probably not winning in life if you're so worried about the next sporting event. Unless you're retired, and that's a done deal for you. So, proper time management, guys, simply means proper organization of your task. Because most tasks, even now, have a deadline, right? Something as simple as paying a bill has a deadline. So you have to allocate time to do that task before a certain deadline runs out. It's nothing, unless a emergency occurs that you have to do something spontaneously right away. Most tasks are driven by a time slot. So if you have to turn in a proposal, if you have to submit a payment, or if you have to do anything in a business, it there's time allocated to that job, right? Or that task or that service. So why do people miss their deadlines? Why do people fail when they know they have to do a certain task, yet they don't do it? Well, it has to do with time management, because if you don't properly plan your day, and like I said, start at the top, allocate time to those most important tasks. And guys, any task that a team member can do for you, that you're paying him to do, or that you're paying him to be on your team, let them do it. Don't be a control freak, because being a control freak will also prevent you from growing and being successful. You can't control everything in your business. It doesn't work like that. You can't micromanage everything in your business. There's going to be times when people will make mistakes. It's okay. You might lose money along the way, but the reward at the end, after people get trained properly and people actually do the task that they're being paid to do, the reward is freedom for you, right? Freedom or more opportunities. Because I don't know why people don't understand that there's a new opportunity cost for everything you do in life. If you want to be in the big leagues and you're playing in the little leagues, there's an opportunity cost there, right? The opportunity cost of you taking a lesser qualified client might mean that when that more qualified client comes along, you don't have time to properly attend to that better client, right? You don't have time to properly do this specific sale or this specific job, because you're over here entertaining somebody you should not be entertaining. So there's opportunity cost. I'm not telling you what projects to take on or what customers or what business to take on, because every business is different. But it goes back to my earlier point of market strategy, to know who is actually your niche market, who is your customer, who's your consumer. If I'm selling Ferraris, I don't care what kind of Honda that guy wants, right? I only care to talk to the potential Ferrari purchaser, because a Honda guy could dream all day and you could spend weeks talking with them and he's still not going to be able to afford a Ferrari. So why even waste your time is my point. So back to time management. This is all related. I go off on little tangents, but it's okay. When you have proper time management, guys, your day will be so much better. I brought up family a little earlier. Family is also part of your schedule. I have a friend that told me something valuable a few years ago, and he said, Alicio, for us to have a friendship after so many years, we have to plan for it. We're not teenagers anymore, right? What does that mean? We have to literally mark on a calendar when we're going to meet. when we're going to have time, when we're basically planning fun. So that's how relationships work. That's how business works. That's how time management works. A lot of times I see people spending time at the bank depositing checks. And it's mind boggling to me with all the merchant service for checks, which are very low, less than 1%. Why would you spend so much time making a line at the bank? Or ideally, if the limit is right, you can deposit with your phone. There's so many avenues to not be wasting time at the bank. That's a minimal task that if you add it up, guys, it probably takes on average a few hours a week. And I know it sounds dumb to say, oh, well, a few hours a week is not a lot, but it is a lot. And when you start to see the importance of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I guarantee you that when somebody is dying and they're on their last breath, they would give anything for 5 more minutes. That's how important 5 more minutes is. So keep that in mind whenever you give your time to people for free. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to invest time, but that's an investment. There's a difference between giving people your time away versus actually investing your time. If you're pursuing a lead, a customer, something to do with your business, of course, that's investing. That's you're investing your time, which is the same as investing your money. Time is money. So, time management will make or break you. In short, you're either going to have a very successful business where you can live a healthy, balanced life because you wake up, you know exactly what you're going to do first thing in the morning, and you stop once you meet that goal of whatever task you had for that day. And I was talking about 2 hour increments. Hopefully, it could be 1 hour increments, but on average, guys, if you have five, 4 or 5 important tasks to do that day, and you break it down in 2 hour increments, that's 5 things that you did for your business times 5 days. That's 25 to 30 things you did for your business that week. And you know what's sad is some people that start a business might do 1 or 2 things. So what are some of those things? For instance, you know you need marketing material, right? It shouldn't take you all week to come up with a marketing package that gets your name out, right? Whether that's an ad on Google, whether that's a business card, an improved business card, whether that's a post on Instagram or social media that lets people know what you're doing. That's one thing off the list quick. Next thing, you might have to pursue a lead. Don't pursue one lead a day. Look at all your leads and take 2 hours to follow up on all your leads. So now you got all of your leads out the way. Bam, next. Now you might have to do invoicing if you're a small company. You might be doing invoicing yourself. Or if you're going to tell your employee to do the invoicing, your accountant. Well, put everything together and spend an allocated time. And now, so basically, group tasks that have multiple layers and try to do everything at once, because now the multiplier, the compound gains becomes great, right? You might be doing 50 things by just having one category that includes that task. So let's say you have a few estimates to send out. We'll allocate 2 or 3 hours to do all of the estimates if possible, and then send them out. Don't procrastinate on your business, guys. Don't do it. You're going to regret it. If you know you have to do something, create a schedule on your calendar, allocate the time for those things, and get it done as soon as fast as you can. Obviously, the quality has to be good. And again, there's many different categories of tasks and businesses, but the overall point is you have to allocate time to do these important tasks. Obviously, you have to allocate time to eat, to sleep, and to spend time with your family if you have a family. Now, if you don't have a family, you get extra hours. You should work extra hard, right? Obviously, you want to keep friends and company around, but you want to make sure that your business is your priority. If you don't have family, why not? If you don't have a family, you're already ahead of the guy that has a family in terms of business leverage, right? You have more opportunity to reach a goal faster because you should have more hours to work on your goal. And in the beginning, guys, there is no life balance. I'm telling you. I used to go on vacation, like probably like most of you guys, or you'll experience this. I used to go on vacation and not enjoy my vacation because I didn't have a system in place. I didn't have a legitimate business. I was doing everything myself. And looking back at that, I wish I would have implemented systems faster. I wish I would have done a lot of things that we're going to talk about in this podcast, but the point is it was no life balance for me, guys. And that is just how business is in the beginning. Because keep in mind, a business is like a seed. You have to water it, you have to nurture it, you have to hope a bird doesn't come and take your seed, right? You have to hope a dog doesn't scratch it or pee on it. So it's a business is, I'm not going to compare a business to a kid because I have kids and I would not trade the world for my kids, but a business is basically like a kid that you raise. And when you're raising a kid, the tougher years are in the early stages because you have to mold and help and ensure that that being is being raised as best as they can be with your capacities. Same thing with the business. That business is being molded by you. You are the master architect of that business. You're the master chef, the master engineer. Without you, that business dies. Nobody cares about your business but you. Employees could care less. Your parents could care less. Nobody cares. So your business will grow as fast and as proper as you develop and grow it. That's why there's bad parents and good parents, right? There's good business owners and bad business owners. You could be a bad business owner and you're probably going to have a bad business, and maybe you're in business, you're always struggling, but you're kind of always on the cuff of of losing everything. That's the style some people like to live by. That is an adrenaline. And then there's good parents, good business owners whose kids are top in the class, whose businesses are rated 5 stars. What's the difference? We both have a restaurant. Why is this restaurant 5 stars? This restaurant would have 0 stars, except the lowest you can go is 1 star, right? It's the people raising them, guys. It's the people in charge of those services. Businesses are like kids. You have to raise them properly. So I know I've talked. I like to keep my podcast at 20 minutes because I know you guys are busy. Thank you. Remember, guys, time management and group categories. Ensure that you're spending adequate time on your business and manage your time properly. That's all I got to say.